Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am your host, Josh Davis, also known as Crash, and I am joined today by the one and only Miss Deb Lutz, also known as Deluxe. Deb, how are you doing on this TGIF Friday?
Well, if I wasn't having computer issues, I'd be doing great, but
yeah,
it's a little funky right now. We're on my iPad, so trying to work through it as we get through this first game or two.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll work out the kinks as we go. But thank you, everybody, for joining us today. If you're new to DFS Coach Talk, if you would go to, first of all, hit the like button on our video and then hit subscribe. And then after you've done those two things, if you would hit the alarm bell, that will let you know when our newest podcast has gone live. And then after you've done that, you can go to dfscoachtalk.com. We have a free membership that we're offering right now, a free week to use DFS Coach Talk. The coupon code for that is in the description and also in the comments, and I believe on screen right now. So have plenty of different ways to get that code. We'd love to have you join. We're very family friendly, not a lot of negativity and trash talk, just a lot of encouragement and positivity in DFS Coach Talk for sure. So with that being said, we've got a lot to cover today. We've got a 9-game slate, so let's go ahead and get right into it. First game, we've got the New Orleans Pelicans at the Orlando Magic. Not going to go too far in depth into these breakdowns unless we have some major injury news or something like that. So I know Herb Jones is on a minutes limit and Najee Marshall is out. And then you have Brandon Ingram and EJ Liddell, Zion Williamson are still out. And then Jonathan Isaac, Chumo Kiki are out for the Magic. So let's go ahead and get into this first game, Deb. For me, there's not a whole lot here that I really like. I think Jonas Valanciunas is in a pretty good spot. Trey Murphy with Herb Jones on a minutes limit and Najee Marshall out. I think he could be in play a little bit. And then Franz Wagner on the Orlando side, but not a whole lot here for me. Anyone else that stands out to you?
Yeah, I'm right there with you on Murphy and J-Val. I'm very intrigued to see who starts. We should learn that in the next couple of minutes. I think if Larry Nance starts, I like him because if he can get started minutes, I like his price. And on Orlando, maybe a little bit of Wendell Carter, particularly on DK. He's got a nice price. And I don't love Fultz's price, but I think he's going to have a pretty good game against McCollum. McCollum's not known for his defense. So I think he'll be right about, if he got 30, I wouldn't be thrilled, but if he could get like 35, 36, that would be pretty nice. So yeah, he may fit into one of my lineups.
Okay. Next game, we have the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks. Starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. For the Knicks, the big news here was that Mitchell Robinson is going to be out for, I think, 3 to 4 weeks. So he's going to be out for a while. Trae Young should play. He was upgraded to probable. Obviously, you have a chalky play here in Isaiah Hartenstein. He's $3,000 on DraftKings, $4,000 on FanDuel, $10 on Yahoo. He'll be one of the highest owned players on the slate. I also like Julius Randle. The Atlanta has allowed the third most fantasy points to power forwards this year, and he had 69.3 DraftKings points against Atlanta on December 7th. So not really anybody that I'm really feeling on the Hawks, but there is the value play in Hartenstein, and then I think Julius Randle is also in play. How about for you, Deb?
Yeah, how can you not play Hartenstein, right? Free square on DK at min salary. Sure. I also like RJ Barrett for a GPP. He's been playing really well, getting a ton of minutes, and I think he's going to be low owned, so a little bit of sneaky GPP play. And then on the other side, I'm pretty high on Murray tonight. I think his pricing on DK, he's gone below 8,000. I think he's really priced too low, and I think they do slow down the pace a little bit with the Knicks, but I think Murray plays well under those conditions as opposed to Trae Young. So I'm going. Murray.
Yeah. If Trae Young had been ruled out, I was definitely going to be playing Murray. So I like that play too. Next game we have at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is going to be super chalk. I think just about everybody's going to have at least 2 or 3 of the Warriors in their lineups. So for GPP, I think contrarian way to go is probably to play some Cavaliers.
Yeah.
I think Karis LeVert's a good play. I think Darius Garland with Donovan Mitchell is obviously a good play. Besides all those chalky Warriors, anybody else that stands out to you in this game?
Yeah, I don't love the game because I think it's going to be a blowout. And so I worry a little bit about some of the players' minutes on Cleveland, like particularly the big guys. I do like, I mean, the LeVert play is a good one, although they're not really going to need his offense tonight. Yeah, so I'm with you, I think. And then the question is really, who do you pick up on Golden State? I'm leaning towards Kuminga right now.
Kuminga, okay.
Yeah, I think he's just from a points per minute standpoint, I think he's a lot stronger than like a DiVincenzo or a Lamb. And I think Poole, Poole's going to get his, but again, if it blows out, they may not play him a full complement of minutes.
Yeah, I was looking at actually Ty Jerome a little bit just for some value because I'm trying to get to the Joker, but now it looks like he's questionable. So I don't even know if he's going to play. So if he doesn't play, I won't have to worry about saving that salary, and I probably won't play maybe Kuminga. I'm with you. I don't know how this game stays that close. So
right.
I mean, Mitchell's out, so that helps. If Mitchell was, it would really be just blowout city, I would think. But, we've had quite a few of these games where we think it's going to blow out and then it somehow stays close. And then not only does it stay close, the other team wins. So
I know, crazy.
Who knows? We had that situation a couple of weeks ago with the Thunder and the 76ers or the Celtics, I think it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Next game, we've got the Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks. This game starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern as well. The injury news here, Christian Wood is out for Dallas. I didn't know that. I just saw that. So, that's the big injury news. In this game, the only plays I really like, honestly, only one. I like Bam Adebayo. 8,400 on DraftKings, 8,800 on FanDuel, $35 on Yahoo. The Mavericks have allowed the 9th most fantasy points to power forwards this year. He's averaged 46.8 DraftKings points this month. And on the other side, I'm fading Luka. Miami's allowed the 5th fewest fantasy points to point guards, and he has never scored more than 58 DraftKings points against Miami in his career. So
exactly.
Pretty big stat for me.
Yeah.
And I just think that, they kind of need to get to the All-Star break because they've really been running him ragged. So
yeah, it's a great stat. And, I was tempted by Luka just because with Wood out, I mean, from an offensive standpoint, there's just not a lot of offense there. But I agree with you. I noticed similarly that he just doesn't do very well against Miami. I like the Bam Adebayo call. Hadn't thought about that. I guess the question that I have is, who's going to get the minutes at the center position? Powell just doesn't play that many minutes. I'm thinking they might bring Javale McGee in for about 20 minutes. He could be a sneaky little GPP play.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Powell's going to start, it looks like, but with Wood out and Kleba's out too. So, they don't really have anyone else. So, that's a good call. He's probably min price, I would think, on every site. So
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And I just, Powell's going to play minutes, but he's just not a fantasy guy.
Yeah.
He really doesn't produce. So I'm going to stay away from him. But possibly, Javale, but that would be sort of a deep GPP.
You probably get him at no ownership whatsoever. I mean, he's not even appearing on the ownership. I typed his name. Right? There's nothing found. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's going to
be even more tempting.
Right, it really does. Next game, we have the Los Angeles Clippers and the San Antonio Spurs. Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. John Wall and Luke Kennard are out for the Clippers, and then Devin Vassell is still out for the Spurs. There's not a whole lot in this game either that I like that much. You've got Kawhi in a revenge situation. I kind of like Paul George at 8,500, but he hasn't really been producing very much lately. So I'm a little gun shy on that. I think the centers are in a pretty good spot. They're both top 10 in fantasy points allowed against centers, both the Clippers and the Spurs. So Pirtle and Zubats are in play a little bit. I'm fading Keldon Johnson. I know he had that career game the other day after I talked trash about him, but going up against Kawhi, I mean, the numbers, if you look at it, he's never done well against the Clippers, and it makes a lot of sense. So, yeah.
I'm with you. I can't get Keldon Johnson right. I always pick him wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm staying away as well. I'm staying away from this game, frankly. I mean, I thought about Pirtle maybe, but against Zubac, but honestly, George and Leonard, their pricing's not bad, but with the two of them playing together, they cancel each other out a bit. And so I don't like this game, so I'm staying away.
Yeah, it's because, when I made my notes earlier today, it was before all the Warriors news and all that came out, so I didn't have all that news, so I was looking for some different plays, but with all that value and everything else, there's just, I'm probably not going to get to this game either.
Yeah.
All right, so next game we have the Indiana Pacers and the Denver Nuggets. This game starts an hour later at 9 p.m. Eastern. Halliburton is still out for the Pacers, and then the big news here is Jokic is questionable. So if he's out, that's going to create, a lot of different scenarios to go to in this game. But for me right now, I do like, if Jokic plays, I definitely like him because the Pacers have allowed the fourth most fantasy points to centers. And the last 3 times he's faced them, he had over 60 DraftKings points. So I do like the Joker. With Halliburton out, TJ McConnell and Andrew Nembhard are in play. McConnell's price has definitely come up, though. It's not as high as it was the other day. It was $7,600 on FanDuel. Now it's $6,900, so it's come back down. Still $5,800 on DraftKings, so I still kind of like that price. But honestly, I might be looking at Nembhard above McConnell. I'm not sure on that yet, but not a whole lot for me in this game either, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing as if the Joker's going to be out. He's a late addition to the injury report, which is usually not a good trend. He's dealing with a couple of things. So I'm playing like he's going to be out, which makes me like Miles Turner a bit. I also like McConnell. He had one kind of weak game, his last game, but he's been super strong otherwise. He is highly owned. And if Joker's out, usage goes to Murray. So I'm going to, play some Jamal Murray. I think he's real fairly priced. I think on DK he's 6,600.
Yeah, and I don't think, of course, it could change when the news comes out that Joker's out like we expect, but I don't think he's getting a ton of ownership right now.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I like that call.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. Right now he is on DraftKings. Well, actually, he is getting a decent 16.3%. So
he's getting up there.
Getting in that direction. We saw that was that yesterday? We saw that with Sabonis, I think. So he was questionable late. What about Aaron Gordon? Any love for him if the Joker's out?
Nah, not really. He's just kind of, let's see, what is he priced at? 6,100. I used to love Aaron Gordon below 6K, but he's one of those guys. I mean, he can give you 40, but he can give you 18. And he's not one of my favorite fantasy players.
He just gave me like 12 or something the other day, so I'm not too happy with him either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, so next game we have the Brooklyn Nets and the Utah Jazz. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern. Kevin Durant, of course, is out for the Nets, and then Kelly Olynyk is out for the Jazz. I like both of the bigs here. I like both Kessler and Claxton. They've both been playing really well lately. You do have Royce O'Neal in a revenge game, I guess. That's, something you could look at. But with all the value, once again, that we have on this slate, I'm not sure I'm going to get to that. But the two bigs are probably pass. I'm not going to play Kyrie Irving on a back-to-back. I just don't think that he's going to put up a huge night again.
Yeah, I know. That's the only problem is back-to-back because I do like Irving in this matchup. But I don't know where else the scoring comes from. I agree with you though. I like Claxton and Kessler probably the most.
All right. Next game at 10 p.m. Eastern, the Memphis Grizzlies and the Los Angeles Lakers. Not a lot of injury news here. I think LeBron will play. I mean, I feel like every time he's questionable, he plays. So I think he'll play, especially with Davis still out. They did say he could return next week. I don't know if you saw that or not, but
Yeah, I know. That's pretty amazing.
Davis, pretty big for the Lakers for sure. Yeah, for me in this game, I like Morant. The Lakers have allowed the third most fantasy points to point guards. He has 60 plus in 2 of his last 3 against the Lakers. I also like Jaren Jackson Jr. The Lakers have allowed the 6th most fantasy points to power forwards. He had 52.5 DraftKings points on January 9th against the Lakers. Desmond Bane is also in play. And then LeBron, with AD out, he's pretty much in play almost every night. So how about in this game for you? What do you like?
Yeah, so it's a good call on Jaren Jackson, and I do like him. I also like Ja up against Schroeder. I also, given that it looks like Zaire Williams is going to be out, he's usually 6th man off the bench, so I like Aldama a little bit at really pretty low salary. I mean, this is a high-scoring game, so I like a lot of guys. I'm gonna fade Bane against Beverly. I'm gonna fade Brooks because he just hasn't been offensively minded at all. But I do like those other guys. Steven Adams isn't a bad play either, but his price is creeping up there.
True.
I think this is a true blowout. I think the limit is minutes a little bit. If anything, I like Brandon Clark. But and then on the Lakers side, Schroeder's below 5K. If LeBron James sits, that's a no-brainer for me.
Oh,
even
yeah.
with LeBron playing, that's probably my favorite play there. I will not go LeBron tonight.
Okay. All right. The last game we have is, it looks like Sabonis is going to play. He was questionable early, but I think he's going to play. He went through shoot-around, so he should play the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Sacramento Kings. This game it is projected to be the highest over-under along with the Lakers and Grizzlies, but I think this game will be even higher scoring. So if I had to choose, I would bet on this game to be the highest scoring game. And there's a few plays that I do like here. I like all the guards once again, like I liked the other night with Sacramento. Against, I can't remember who they're playing, but SGA and Josh Giddey, both, I like them. And then I like both Fox and Sabonis. Sabonis, this is his former team that drafted him. So it's a little bit of a revenge narrative there. He scored 70 in 2 of his last 3 against the Thunder. So
wow,
put up some big numbers.
Interesting.
And, they've struggled, of course. They don't really have anybody that's a big that can really stop him. So I think he should be a smash spot for sure.
Yeah, that's a great call. I did not realize that that's the team that drafted him. I thought it was the Pacers. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that. Let me check.
No, I believe you. So that's a cool one. I do like Sabonis a lot tonight in this matchup. I agree. I pretty much just agree with you across the board on the guards and Sabonis. I also like Herter. Herter's in a really good spot. He fits nicely into a lot of lineups given his pricing. Those are probably my favorite plays.
Yeah. So he was actually drafted by Orlando, but then he was on one of those draft night trades. So he got traded to the Thunder right then. So
got it. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
The Oladipo trade to Orlando. So
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good memory.
I Googled it. Memory's not that good. I just Googled it. But yeah, so that's all 9 games. We've got about 17 minutes before we're going to do our lineup. So do you want to go ahead and do a 2 brains, or do you need that time?
Yeah, let's do a 2 brains. It'll be fun.
Okay, what did we do the other day? Yahoo?
We did Yahoo.
Let's do a DraftKings core. I don't think we've done that in a while.
All right. Let's pull up my DraftKings. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with Ja at point guard.
Okay. I'll take Kuminga at small or power forward, I guess, or forward. I'm just going to leave him in the forward position. Kuminga at forward, since we both liked him a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to go. Let's go with, I just want to see pricing on someone. Sorry.
Who is the guy you mentioned earlier? Oh, McGee. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Sabonis.
Okay.
I
was thinking about taking him, so I like that.
I like that call.
Sabonis. All right. I'll take. Can I get him in there? Yeah. Shooting guard, Karis LeVert.
Okay, I like that. Yep.
So you get to make the last pick.
Oh, right. It's only the core. Forgot.
Yeah, only a core. Yep.
Let's see. I'm going to go with. Who's one of my favorites? Right.
You can utilize the utility too if you want to get another center in there.
Yeah, I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with RJ Barrett.
At small forward?
Yeah, let me see.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it leaves us 4,400. There's plenty of value out there.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Beautiful.
So,
okay.
So we got Morant, LeVert, Barrett, Sabonis, and Kuminga. I like it.
I like it too.
Cool. Do you have a chance to get any PrizePicks plays in?
No. No. I can't play it. So I'm.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah,
well, I'll remember that for next time. But for me, obviously they've got their free square with Luka Doncic. You need more than 0.5 points. That's the freebie. You can only play up to $20 on that. So I'm sure probably most people have already used that. I know I have. The other play I like LeBron more than 7.5 assists. He's averaged 8.8 in his last 5 games. And then if you want a bonus play, Keldon Johnson, less than 34.5 fantasy score. He's averaged 23.4 against the Clippers in 2 games against them this year. And he's going to have Kawhi and Paul George both to deal with at different times. So it's a tough matchup for sure. So
I like it.
I think that's everything. Any questions in the chat? Play Murray, Bam, Ja, and Capella, and thank me later.
Okay. King of Smack. There you go.
Gotcha.
Winning lottery ticket.
Yep, right there. Well, we got one of those guys in our core, and then you mentioned that you like Murray for sure with the Joker out. So
yeah, and you mentioned Bam. So
yeah, and I mentioned Bam. That's true. I did. So yeah, we're on the same line of thinking there. Well, I think that is going to do it. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. Like I said, if you haven't joined DFS Coach Talk yet, you can join us right now for free for a week. I believe that's going to be extended throughout the weekend. So you guys will have a couple more days and hopefully you can join before then so you can get all of our NFL content. We'll have NFL tomorrow and Sunday. So that'll be good. And then NBA, of course, all weekend. Hope everybody has a great Friday night. And we'll be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in NBA, DFS, and PrizePicks. Thank you.